Arsenal's season goes from bad to worse. Unsurprisingly, in the least surprising news that you will ever hear, Arsenal are out of the FA Cup. They have been done by Liverpool. The second that the draw was done, there was only one way this was going to end, and it's ended 2-0 to the away team.
And it's 3 losses in a row. It's back-to-back seasons. They've been knocked out of the FA Cup early. The only trophy that Arteta's ever won. This is absolutely dismal.
Dismal.
Cut to Miles.
Cut to Miles. What do you reckon, Miles?
Champions League it is then.
Yeah. Quite often teams that struggle domestically and get knocked out of the cup very early go on to win the Champions League.
Yeah, it's good omen. Good omen.
You lose to Porto, by the way.
Wait, can I ask you a question? At what point does this become an Arteta thing? At what point do we have to start acknowledging that Arteta isn't the man to turn this around? He's not getting it right, is he? This isn't an anomaly. You're losing every week.
Nah, I wouldn't say he's not the man to turn it
You've lost to Fulham. You've lost to West Ham. You've now been knocked out of the cup. You've won 1 game in 7.
Yeah.
You're Martinelli's.
It's a blip.
Martinelli's in the worst form of his career. Saka's in the worst form of his career. At what point is Mikel Arteta
Keep your head
going
on,
to sort this out?
Listen, thankfully, this is happening in January, so we can kind of sort it out right now. It depends on what they do in the transfer market. But I don't think listen, it's bad results. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to paper over the cracks. Us losing to West Ham and Fulham back-to-back is bad. Especially if we go into Anfield and get a draw. We think, okay, we could kick on from this. Now we've lost to Liverpool at home in the FA Cup, so that's another trophy down. So we're out the Carling Cup and now we're out the FA Cup. So there's only 2 trophies left. The Premier League, I think it's a stretch because I think Man City's stronger than us. And Liverpool, they've got a bit more depth.
You're definitely not winning the league.
And the only thing left is the Champions League. So, from a realist perspective, I'm going to be a real fan here. It's looking like Arsenal's not going to win anything this season.
You're not going to win.
But it all depends on how good we finish this season now in the league.
1 win in 7 games.
Yeah, okay, 1 win in 7. Yes, but we could take it into context though. The bad game we had out of all them 7 games, for me, was Fulham. That was terrible.
West Ham was bad.
Liverpool was bad.
No, Liverpool away.
West Ham
Liverpool today.
This wasn't a bad game though.
This clip is brought to you by Super 6. Do you want the chance to win £250,000? All you have to do is download Super 6 and type in some football predictions. It's as easy as that. And obviously, if you join the club mini league, you can win £100 at classicfootballshirts.co.uk. That is a fantastic deal. Make sure you click the link down below and check it out.
They scored
2-0. Lost 2-0.
You were bad today.
Mate, you don't put this in your Hall of Fame, like the Emirates.
Miles, you were bad today.
Boys, we wasn't bad.
You were bad today.
How many shots? We had 18
You were
shots.
soft. You played into their hands. They sit there hitting you on the counter. You lost 2-0 at home.
No, we scored.
You should be slight favourites at home to Liverpool.
We had so many chances at home. Come on, boys, we're not going to do this. We had so many chances at home. We scored an own goal, which in the 80th minute, so there's 10 minutes left. We're chasing the game. They scored a counter on the last kick of the game. It was a corner.
It's a perfectly good goal. It's a really well worked goal.
So
Fair play to Liverpool. I honestly didn't think we was going to get something out of this.
You know how you flagged the amount of chances missed? Like, I know we're not going down the XG route, but you're missing an awful lot of chances. At what point do we have to take that back to the transfer window?
Yeah, I think that's down on Mikel Arteta and down on Edu. They was naive. They went back into this season thinking, okay, Eddie and Nketiah and Jesus is the right 2 strikers for us going forward, fighting on all fronts, all 4 competitions, which I don't think was right. We got, obviously, we bought players like Havertz and Declan Rice and
Havertz leading the line today. He did well.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad, but he should have scored at least one of these chances, or at least get it on target to a certain degree. Like, obviously, Jesus is out now. He's out. He's looking like a knee injury. I don't know how long that's going to be. So we're going back into the league with Havertz and Nketiah. It's not good enough. They need to do something this January. I don't know if they're going to try to fix it this January, thinking if they can go for the Champions League or the league this year, or they wait until the summer. But either way, they need to fix it. Like, they need to go back into the transfer market and say, boys, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
You can't wait. They have to try and sign someone in January. We've seen it in history. You can go out and sign important players in January. Man City signed someone like Edin Dzeko, and I think Andy Cole signed from United in January as well. I'm not saying these kind of players are always available, but Arsenal have to strengthen. You're so weak up front.
Do you think it's a centre forward?
Yeah.
Do you think that's where they need to strengthen?
I think all their problems, they still create chance against Liverpool, but Liverpool sat there knowing they're not going to score these chances. Their confidence going forward is absolutely shot. So they just sat there, soaked up the pressure, hit them on the counter, whipped a ball in, scored a goal. Diaz hits them on the counter.
There's such an underbelly. You know, I didn't necessarily see this coming, but you know the people who never believed in the Arsenal title challenge or the Arsenal even winning a trophy. The reason why was because they always flagged that there's such a weak underbelly to the Arsenal team. They think there's a vulnerability there. There is, isn't there?
Has
There
it
is.
changed since Wenger? The last 6-7 years of Wenger?
Stop doing that. Why are you
No,
doing
but has it?
No.
I'm not. The
It
players
hasn't.
have
It
changed.
hasn't changed.
The players have changed, but the mentality is rotten to the core in terms of.
But we was down and out.
We talk about the Arsenal. We talk about the Arsenal, one of the great brands of football. The double winning side of '98. This is a rugged, aggressive, winning side that's fashionable, plays beautiful football. You play a little bit of good football every now and then.
It is funny, isn't it? But you know the Arsenal. You know
do you
the
play good
Arsenal
football? Do you play good football?
You play good football.
The tradition of
last year
Arsenal,
wasn't
though.
playing good
No,
football.
I'm saying now.
It's not the best looking football right now.
You're dross.
It's not the best looking football now. Obviously, he's trying to make it. Well, he's trying to
You
make
are a
us
timid team,
harder
though.
to beat. We're
You
not
are-
timid. You know,
You are timid. Havertz is timid.
Timid. So
we're timid.
Zinchenko.
Arsenal's timid.
Jorginho.
Kiwior.
Tell me when we was timid in all our losses. Then tell me, bar foot.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Kiwior.
Who's game in your squad? Who's game?
Gabriel.
Tony Adams in his book. Adams in his book says that you need 5. You need 5 geezers who are
Declan
ready
Rice,
for you.
Saliba,
Name
Gabriel,
the
I'd say.
5. Name the 5. chaps.
Gabriel's game.
Okay.
Saliba's game.
Okay.
Declan Rice's game.
Yep.
No, don't go.
No, but that's the issue. But
No,
the ball's
you
there
should,
is
You
enough.
should reel them off. You should be able
I
to.
could give you
Mate, if
8.
you talk about the Arsenal team back in the day, you go Adams' game, Keown's game, Bold's game, all of the generations as well. You look at the Invincible team.
We lost one
in
in
that
Granit
Invincible
Xhaka.
team. Every single one of them would have had a fight with you. Every single one of those players. Burkamp, hard as nails.
but
Henry, hard as
I don't
nails.
think Ben White's game.
Ashley Cole,
Ben White's
Ashley
game.
Cole,
Ben
hard
White's
as
game.
nails. Ray Parlour, hard as nails. Think about that moment when Van Nistelrooy was
Yeah, but
like
Man City
jumped.
don't have hard as nails
We
players.
do. We have
like
rugged, aggressive players that
Yeah,
want
but
to
you
win.
don't have the whole squad.
Rodri-
The whole
Rodri,
squad's not
Diaz,
hard as
Diaz,
nails.
Stones,
Erling Haaland.
Foden, Edison.
Foden,
is
get out of here, man.
Yeah, Foden's small. I'm not saying he's as tall as Tony Adams. Mate, he fights for the club like you wouldn't believe. Yes,
Oh,
he is. 1,000,000%.
God.
He's harder than
Million
you've got to compare him to Odegaard, and Foden puts it about more than Odegaard.
No, it doesn't.
Odegaard flips his hair back. He spends more time waxing his hair.
boys,
He
man.
does.
Mate, do you know what we have to
need
do?
a bit more still. We do need a bit more stability and a bit more steel within the squad. I understand. We've lost that with Granit Xhaka. We did lose
And
that this
Partey.
season.
We'll come back to Arsenal, but we should now just acknowledge the brilliance of this Liverpool team. They're ominous, aren't they?
Yeah, when they nearly won the quadruple, you know, some sides go into, I think Arsenal are guilty of this. They go into cup competitions thinking, no, this is going to create fatigue and we're going to be a little bit stretched. The genius of Jurgen Klopp is that winning a game is winning a game, whatever competition. And that's why they nearly won a quadruple. The FA Cup final, the League Cup final, in the Champions League final, the final day of the Premier League season. It didn't matter. They were just, they steamrolled sides.
Yeah.
They did this to you. They steamrolled you.
They didn't steamroll us today.
They steamrolled you,
They
mate.
didn't,
They
bro.
sat there. They didn't. They made a few changes. Sat there, hit you on the counter attack.
They didn't steamroll us.
They were never really in danger of losing the game. I think Klopp
Neither
would have-
was we
I think
until we
Klopp-
just scored an
I
own
think
goal.
Klopp would have been always. I think
played
throughout the
into
game, Klopp would have been happy.
You played into their hands.
Rory and Buvey, before we scored our own goal, was it a 50-50 game, yes or no? Did Liverpool look like they was going to win or Arsenal was going to win at one point? It looked like it was going to
I
be a
never
draw.
felt like Arsenal were going to win.
And
No, I
did
never
it look
felt
like
you did.
Liverpool was going to win at one point?
No, but there's
They
a
had
moment.
just as much chances
but
as us,
if I had
if not
to
less.
put my house on a big moment, I knew it wasn't coming from
And
you.
you know
lot.
when
that's
Trent
easy to count out.
Alexander-Arnold
I was
totally
gonna say
dictating
that.
and all that. Trent Alexander-Arnold totally dictating the tempo, the play.
What?
If there was going to be a win, he
Yeah.
was.
What are you not doing?
He was.
Because he's swinging it to Nunes. He's doing nothing. He got locked off every time by Ben White.
No, you get locked off.
He's upset. But
I'm not upset. I'm just saying,
It's
boys.
fine.
It's
You
not
lost
what
the
it
FA
is.
Cup.
We
no,
scored-
Miles, you're upset.
It's an
okay.
own goal.
No, these things happen. You get upset at football.
It's an own goal. We played poor against Fulham.
You
That
don't
was
think- can I-
Fulham bossed us. Fulham destroyed us.
Do you know what
Sadly to
Liverpool
say that.
did?
This game did-
This is why you're in a world of pain because they
not in a
copied.
world of pain.
Not
you're
you,
in a
but
world of pain.
Arsenal,
I'm with you. I don't know what he's on about, but I'm with
Yeah,
you. This is why you're in a world of pain.
This
I
is
need
why.
to find out where this pain
Because
is.
Jurgen Klopp didn't have to come up with some genius, total gegenpress style. Do you know what he did? He copied David Moyes to a T. He sat there.
Yeah.
The similar way Kudus hit you on the break, Diaz has done that today.
Yeah.
So he sat there, basically parked the bus, knew that Havertz was rubbish and that a load of the other players can't score a goal to save your life, hit you on the counter-attack,
Which they did.
and they've knocked you out of the FA Cup,
But they
which
didn't-
is the
but
one
their
competition that you could have...
Their counter-attack did not work until the last minute of
What does that
last
mean?
minute
if
of the game.
If you score a goal in the first second or the 90th minute, it don't make a
Yeah,
difference.
but we're going. It's an FA
They beat
Cup.
you 2-0.
You can either lose 2-0 or 10-0. You're going out. It's cup
2-0. There's
competition.
something definitive about losing 2-0.
No, it's not. At the last second of the game.
Different kinds of goals, 30, 40 minutes
2-0
apart.
It's the Premier League,
2-0 away
then
from
yes.
home. 2-0 away from home is a
It's
bit
a
of a
cup
statement.
game, boys. It's a corner. Everybody's up there for a corner.
Yeah,
It's
all
All
either
those
now or
empty
never.
seats at the
You
Emirates as
defended
well.
it poor.
All
Look-
those empty seats, look.
Well, it's a
They
cup
thought there was a
game.
tube strike going on.
I'm not taking anything. Yeah, you for real. I'm not taking anything away from Liverpool at all. They came with a game plan. Liverpool's a good team. We know they're a very good team. I'm not taking anything away from them. They came with a game plan and it worked. But you can't say they steamrolled us today. They didn't. It wasn't a steamrolling. They gave us more of a problem at their ground.
Steamroll's the wrong word. Steamroll implies they had 70% possession. I'm not saying they
At
did
their
that.
ground, it was hard.
What I meant by steamroll is that they put you exactly where they wanted you.
And we had
They
them in that
counter punched
situation where
you.
we
They
wanted.
did a Floyd Mayweather job on you. You look like Ricky Hatton. The
And
whole
you were
match,
never going to
got
win.
smacked.
You were never going to win.
You're never going to win.
Yeah, Ricky Hatton was
they were
never.
toying with
I was
you.
at that fight. Ricky Hatton was never going to win that fight, even when they thought he was. He wasn't.
Swinging and all that. He's got a nice little highlight
and then
reel.
then he gets bang launched into his own corner.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what happened to Arsenal today. Launched into your own
That's the
corner.
level of Jurgen Klopp. That's why he's a genius generational manager. And
very
Mick
good
Arteta
manager.
used to lay out the cones for Guardiola.
And at what
Very
point?
different.
And at what point will we have a conversation about Arteta here, Miles?
Not right now.
No.
Has to be
Well,
right
when?
You want it to be about right now.
Yeah.
Creating a narrative. But you know it's nowhere.
I'm not creating
So how many
that.
points do we have to
I didn't
top?
play the football. Was I
How many-
involved in the game today?
How
I
many
was
points
sat
is
here in the
Arsenal off
studio.
the top of the league? How many points?
Miles off. You're miles off.
Just give me the points.
You're more
Christmas.
likely to not
points.
qualify for the top
I just
four
need
than win the league.
mathematics.
You're more likely to come
tell you.
sixth.
I need mathematics. That's all I need. I don't need points. I don't need mile off. I don't.
I
this.
don't go with mathematics. I just go with vibes, and I think you're miles off the pace.
Yeah,
You're miles off. I think you'll finish below Villa and maybe Spurs.
It sounds nice. It's a good clip, but you don't believe it. You don't believe it.
I've got the league
maybe I
table
do.
here. Arsenal are 40 points. You are 5 points behind Liverpool, who are top of the league.
And they just beat in the FA Cup.
You're,
fair enough.
You're on the same points as Manchester City, but they have a game in hand.
Okay. So we'll be 3 points off Man City when you do.
And you beat us.
No, that's
And you
fine.
beat them.
That's fine. It's a league. Everything's going to go up and down.
More importantly, Tottenham, who are 5th, are 1 point behind you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well
And they got
done,
Madison's comeback.
And they got Timo Werner, who you reckon is the best thing since life.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Now you're going to say he's going to
Decent
score
player.
0
He might
goals.
do something for them. He might do something for them.
Mate, at what point do you want to talk about Arteta's future at the club?
I'll talk about Arteta's future at the club if we drop out the top 4 this season and we're cupless, then I'll say, okay, cool.
I think we need Miles back on the podcast next week.
Bro, I'm not
Who's your
even-
game in the league?
Listen, I'll be the first person to say if he's messing up, I'll call for his head. I'll be the first person. I have no loyalty to Mikel Arteta whatsoever. I love my team. It's my club. I love my club. I don't love Mikel Arteta. He's doing a good job right now. He's had a little blip. Yes, we've been knocked out the Carling Cup, knocked out the FA Cup. So now he's put himself in a position.
Big blip.
Yeah.
That's a huge. You are Arsenal
Yeah.
football
If you-
Okay,
club.
we've had a blip.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, poor wording. We've had a
Fine.
big blip
Yeah.
for Buvey. if it
Chronic
sounds
blip.
nice.
It's a chronic big
surgical blip.
Chronic.
Yeah, it needs surgery.
It's a huge, fundamental
blip.
change.
He's on the chronic.
We've had a blip. We've had a blip in this current moment of time in January. So now we can only go for the Champions League
Fantastic.
and the Premier League.
Well, I've had a lovely time.
I've
Thank
enjoyed
you
today.
to everybody for
Cheers,
watching this
lads.
clip. I hope you've enjoyed it.
So what happens if we win the Champions League? Do I get a sorry?
Wait, we'll cross that imaginary bridge when we get to it.
All right. I can't wait to cross this bridge.
This imaginary bridge.